Hello, it's August 1st. It's the first day of the magical readathon, but it's also 2 days before my birthday. And I've been racking my brain about what I want to do for my birthday week. And at first I was like, you know what, I'm going to reread some of my favorite books. But then when I went to go put that together, when I went to go think about the books that were my favorite books, I thought to myself, what was the point of suffering through my favorite books? And what I mean by suffering through is all of my favorite books are sad as fuck. If I'm gonna suffer, why not suffer by finishing the Life Ship Trader trilogy? I kept saying I wasn't gonna do it, but the only thing I want, the only thing I'm in the mood for is to read Robin Hobb, to read this series, because I can't stop thinking about Ship of Magic. And the first thing that I did when August 1st rolled around was I started the Mad Ship book, the second one in the trilogy. And the thing is, I can make both of these fit for the magical readathon because they're both sea setting, but one of them has wings on the cover. So yes, that means that I probably will not be reading Red Rising, and that's fine with me personally. So we're gonna try to finish this in a week, in my birthday week. I'm not really doing much this week. I actually work all week and my birthday's on Wednesday and I go to work on a Wednesday and I'm not telling anybody at work it's my birthday. There's one person that knows it's my birthday and he swore to me he's not gonna tell anybody that it's my birthday. Anyway, I did want to do one other thing while we're here. I went to Barnes & Noble a few days ago and I decided to get myself a little treat. The date with a book. I've never done one of these. I'm always very nervous that I already have the book, but I can't think of anything that I have that sounds like this. The genre is horror. The quote is, "We spend one night in the house and now we're on a goddamn supernatural scavenger hunt." So I'm gonna open this with you. I was gonna do a whole video with this, but I don't really want to do it. Oh no. I think I have this book. Fuck. I didn't think I had this. God. And you know what's funny? Is it's like a book that I don't even want to read anymore. Oh wow, this would happen to me. I bought 2 books by this man that I don't want anything to do with. It's Kill Creek. Wow. So I'm never doing the dates with a book ever again. Does this cover feel different than mine? Well, one is glossy and one is matte. That's interesting. I don't want to read this, so. Anyway, I'm gonna go keep reading The Mad Ship. This isn't gonna get me down. It's not. It's not. That was fun though. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Hello. It's officially my birthday. I'm an old lady. So I wanted to do an unboxing because I have a few birthday presents from people that I've been anticipating opening. So I figured why not the morning of my birthday. Before I do the unboxing, I did want to let you know I'm obviously reading Mad Ship and I'm currently 195 pages in. Loving it. I'm so glad I made this decision because I couldn't stop thinking about Ship of Magic, so I knew that I had to just continue on right away with Mad Ship. I've been taking more notes on this just because the live shows for the next 2 books are a little further away, like months away. So I'm taking notes so that I remember everything that I'll want to talk about in the live show regarding these books, but I'm just loving it. I've heard that the second book is people's favorites. I'm typically a second book type of gal. Like I love second books in series usually. So I'm very excited because already almost 200 pages in, I'm really, really loving this. I have to say it. I think that this will be one of my favorite trilogies, and a big part of that is because I love pirate movies. Like I really enjoy pirate movies. I think that's just growing up on the cusp of Pirates of the Caribbean being like really, really popular and being able to see it in theaters and really having fun with that movie. And I've always searched for a book that gives me those same piratey vibes. This really gives me the vibes that I've always been looking for in terms of pirate seafaring, like morally gray characters. So I'm absolutely loving it for that. And I think that this will probably go down as my favorite pirate series books ever to exist so far, because she gets the vibes. She has the vibes in this book. This week has been weird reading wise for me. I haven't been reading as much as I normally do, just because I've been talking to a lot of people this week, just like friends and family members calling me or stopping by. So I haven't been reading as much as I normally do during the week. So it'll be interesting to see if I actually do get through both of these books this week, which is the goal in theory, but I do have a lot of other books that I need to read. So if I can't do it, I can't do it, but I'm still hoping. And then I did open one of my presents early because one of my traditions for my birthday and for Christmas is to open a present the day before. So I did open one of my friend's presents that they got me, and it is from Yasmin. And so Yasmin said, "Happy birthday, Miss Bookish. Hope you have the bestest day, and thanks for being literally the coolest and most amazing person on BookTube. Like, what would that community do without you?" From Yasmin Be Reading, your #1 fan. I love Yasmin. She's one of my best friends. And she got me volume 2 of Orange, which I'm so excited. I don't know why I've been so hesitant to move on. I think because the first volume just really devastated me. So I'm excited to have volume 2. And yes, Mo, you can borrow this whenever I finish it. Okay, so that was the only one that I opened, but I did pre-open all of these packages because I'm not about to sit on here and look like a fool opening packages. System says, "Happy birthday, Steph. I've heard so many great things about this book, and I know you loved The Weight of the Stars." Oh my God, I already know what this is. So I hope you love this too. I hope your B-Day is super special. I love you so much. From Lisa. Thank you so much, Lisa. I'm so excited because I'm pretty sure I know what this is. Yes. Yes! The Wicker King. So this is the same author who wrote The Weight of the Stars, which is like one of my favorite books this year. I cried a lot reading it, and I know that there is some connection between this book and The Weight of the Stars, but not like, it's not a heavy connection. I'm kind of spoiled for it. I accidentally spoiled myself for it by reading Goodreads reviews about The Weight of the Stars. And somebody mentioned how it connects to this book, but I don't think it spoils this book as a whole. I think it just spoils like a relationship type thing. Anyway, I'm really excited about this. We have this little one. Happy birthday! I love you so much. You don't even understand. I'm so grateful to know you and to have you in my life. Thank you for just being my friend, and I can't wait to hug you one day. I love you. From Darian. Oh, that note is so sweet. I love you too. And I'm so grateful for you. They are starting yard work, but I'm gonna push through it. I'm so sorry. It is what it is, I guess. Wait, what is this? Wait, I don't recognize this. Well, it's the back. I don't know. I don't recognize this, but I'm gonna take a guess. I don't know. Is it Blood Scion? Yes! Yes! Yes, 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 yes. So I'm pretty sure Tammy has read this or was reading this and like told me that I would really love it, so I added it to my wish list. And since then I've been seeing really good reviews about this, and I've had a weird time with YA, but I'm really excited to give this a chance. Like I feel like I potentially could really love this. So thank you so much, Darian. Okay, so this is the last one. It's a little bit of a bigger box, so it might have a few things, which is unexpected. Okay, so, oh, this is 2 of 2. So, happy of happiest birthdays. I hope you have another great spin around the sun and continue being a bad bitch. From Robin. Oh my God, I love Robin. The second note says, enjoy these books as much as I enjoy being your friend. Love you, Robin. Why is everybody so sweet? Okay, let's see what Robin, let's not look, because there's she said books, which you did not have to give me multiple things, but okay. first book is The Library of the Unwritten. Okay, that's so funny that I just mentioned Tammy, because this is another one that was on my radar because of Tammy. So this is like a series. I think there's only 3 books. I think it's only a trilogy, but this just looks so cool. I just know that this is about this library where unwritten stories go to like live or die, maybe. And they have a librarian who watches over these unwritten stories, and one of these stories escapes and tries to find their author so that they can be finished. I think that's what this is about, but I'm really excited about it. It sounds super intriguing. Okay, then she got me 2 volumes of Blood on the Tracks, which I am so excited to read this manga because I've been eyeballing it for a really long time. I really like these volumes, but I've also heard that this series just gets better and better with each installment, and I've been hearing about it for a few years now. I was hesitant to pick it up because I'm stupid and I saw one bad review. Even though I've seen amazing reviews elsewhere, I saw one bad review and I was like, maybe I'm not gonna like this. So I've been hesitant, but I'm actually really excited to start this series. And then lastly, she got me Children on the Hill, which is supposed to be like, I think it's the sanatorium type of situation. And also Jennifer McMahon is known for doing like these slow build, really creepy stories, which is some of my favorite type of horror. So I've always wanted to read Jennifer McMahon, but this one is the one that sounded the most intriguing to me synopsis wise. Thank you so much, Robin. You did not have to get me 4 books. I so appreciate it. I'm so appreciative of this community in general. Like, I never expect anybody to get me anything ever, which is why I always hesitate to even put my wish list out anywhere. Every day I'm always overwhelmed with like the friendships that I've made and just the people that I get to talk to all the time, and the comments and the people that watch me on here. And I don't want to get too sappy because I'm sure we've all heard it all before. This community is amazing, but really I started this channel at a time when I was moving away from all of my friends and family, and I don't really get to see them that often. And so like YouTube has really been that space for me, the safe space for me that really has gotten me through homesickness and just missing having interactions with people. And I mean, I think it's been that way for a lot of people just because COVID has been so prevalent and has prevented so many people from seeing family members. I've been pretty candid about the fact that I have a lot of mental health stuff happening on and off throughout the years, and it's gotten kind of worse, but YouTube has really helped me with that, and I'm just so thankful for this space. Like, sometimes it's overwhelming to think that like I get to make videos and like people enjoy them and talk to me, and I make friendships through this and talking about things that I love, you know, books. And it's cheesy, but like, I don't know, I just really love that part of my life, and I don't see myself stopping making videos anytime soon. It's something that I just like consistently look forward to, is editing a video and putting it out and being able to talk to people in the comments, even though more recently I've been bad about responding to comments just because of my mental health. But I will get better and I will respond to everybody. But like, I hope that y'all know that I always really appreciate and value when somebody comments on my videos and just even takes the time to watch it in general. I just really appreciate that. So thank you all for making my birthday really special, because without YouTube, like, I don't think it would be as special, you know? So thanks. I know it's so cheesy, so I'm gonna go, but I love you all. Hi, I just got home from work and these were all at my door, so we're gonna open them. I'm really getting into this right now because normally I don't enter my house without going and changing into pajamas before doing anything else, but today we're gonna open presents, and all of us here. One of these presents is from my best friend slash sister and the fam. So I'm gonna open this. I may not show it though, because I don't know what it is. So it came in this package. Never mind, I'm showing you. She got me Ye Olde Cat Memes, the original book of cat humor. Oh my god, she knows me so well. Don't tell anybody, an invitation. I've had an invitation to go see the Queen, but I'm a bashful kitten and I'd rather not be seen. These are so cute. Two brave cats. We are the cats. Oh, we are the cats that caught the mouse that ran up the clock so fast. The clock struck 1 and down he run, and we gobbled him up at last. They ate his ass. Okay, so I think this larger package here is actually from my aunt because she asked me, actually 2 of these may be from my aunt because I think she got me 3 books and I don't know if this is actually 3 books. So let's find out. So the first one that she got me was Dreams of the Dying. This is actually way chunkier than I thought it was for some reason, but I've seen this around. I think it's an indie published book. I've seen it around. I actually got the sample on my Kindle and I really loved the sample that I read. So I had it on my wish list and then she asked me what books I wanted. So I promptly took it off and yeah, she got me that. And then I am so excited. This is way smaller than, I gotta check. There's only 584 pages. I'm upset. I'm upsetty spaghetti right now. Okay, so she got me The Fool's Errand, which is the first book in the Tawny Man trilogy, which is the trilogy right after the Live Ship Trader trilogy. This one continues on with Fitz. He's older in this. And I'm just so excited for this, but this is only 589 pages. And I know that you're thinking to yourself, like, 589 pages, that's quite a lot, Stephanie. Yeah, it is, but her books have been longer, so I'm just curious about that, Robin Hobb. Anyway. I know the second book is also from her because it says my full name on it, which my wish list does not have my full name on it. So this definitely has to be from her. But it is The Hand of the Sun King. This is funny because I got a sample of this on my Kindle. That's what I do. I get samples of fantasy books on my Kindle and then I read them. And if I'm interested, I will buy them or put them on my wish list or whatever. I really only put them on my wish list so that I can remember to tell my family what to get me when they ask me what books I want, because that's just how my family is. They just ask me what books I want, and that's perfectly fine with me, honestly. I had a sample of this on my Kindle, but I hadn't got around to reading it yet, and then Erin texted me yesterday and she sent me the audiobook version of this book and was like, listen to the sample and tell me that this isn't intriguing. And I was like, Erin, I have had this on my Kindle, the sample on my Kindle, for literally a month, and I've been meaning to get around to reading this. You have read my mind. And she was like, yeah, I'm a mind reader. Anyway, we got to talking about it and I decided that I was gonna ask for this also for my birthday, and my aunt got it for me, and now Erin and I are gonna buddy read it. And we are gonna buddy read it during the Magical Readathon, where I don't know if she knows where this fits on her TBR, but I sure don't. Unless you could say that the hand is the one object in focus. I don't really know. But my aunts are amazing. They always get me the books that I want. So I'm so thankful for them always thinking of me on my birthday and like different holidays to just get me some books that they know that I'll like. So this is an amazing haul because I'm very excited about all of these. And it's really cool to like find some indie fantasy that I'm interested in, because I've definitely been looking for a lot more indie published fantasy these days, and I'm really excited to get these and most likely read this month, and maybe this, I don't know. Okay, so this is the last package, and see, this is why I don't open these on camera. Where is there no notes? Oh, there it is. Happy birthday, Matcha Queen. Hopefully they kiss in this one. From Erin. I am so excited because this is Golden Fool. And we're gonna read these this month. There's a high likelihood. Thank you so much, Erin. I love Erin. But here's the thing, this one's pretty short too. What is happening? I know you think I'm losing my mind because I want this to be longer, but you don't understand how much I love Fitz. And also, the Life Ship Trader trilogy, every single book, 900 plus pages. So I just want to know what's going on, Robin. It's a simple question. I'm a simple girl asking a simple question about the size of this particular trilogy. Luckily, we have one more trilogy with Fitz. So that is the haul. I'm so excited. This one though. I love it so much. Like I said before, I don't expect anybody to send me anything, and I don't expect my family to just buy me books. So it's always really special that people buy me books, and I especially love when notes come with it because I love putting the notes in the books and like remembering who got them for me. Today at work was fine. I didn't really tell anybody that it was my birthday because I'm just that kind of person. So only one person knew, and they got me cookies, and it was really sweet. We're like kind of work besties, so it made sense. I didn't really get to read, as I was saying before. This week has been really weird in terms of reading, so I'm concerned. I'm really concerned for myself, but tomorrow is my Friday, and then Friday I did have errands that I was supposed to run, but they got pushed to next Tuesday. So I have most of Friday free, I think in the afternoon. I'm supposed to meet up with the roomies on Friday, but I think it's dinner. It's been a minute because I'm really bad at vlogging over the weekends. I usually am like doing a lot of errands and stuff because I don't do shit during the week. So I just run a lot of errands during the weekend and like go to a lot of bookstores. Also this weekend is like my birthday weekend, or was my birthday weekend, so we did a bunch of stuff yesterday, and then on Friday, like I said, I hung out with the roomies, and I did get some vlog footage of it, but I didn't really talk in that vlog footage because that's very much my MO. But I wanted to update y'all right now because I decided that I wanted to watch Sandman because my partner loves Sandman. It is like his favorite thing of all time. I'm a big Neil Gaiman fan. So I decided to start the first volume of Sandman. We have probably every single volume. I don't know how we wouldn't at this point. But I decided to start the first volume and then watch the first episode, which I'm really excited about because I've always meant to read Sandman. And when I first started watching BookTube, one of my favorite BookTube creators at that time was a really big fan of Sandman as well. And she would always read a volume during readathons because she did a million readathons, which I loved. I loved watching her vlogs. Anyway, she would often read like a Sandman comic or a manga, but like more so Sandman. And so, you know, I'm going to take a page out of her book and read Sandman for this readathon. I don't know how I'm gonna fit it in, but I'm gonna figure it out. I think Animal Companion actually works.
Anywhere you say, anywhere you say, anywhere.
It's been a while. I don't actually know the last day that I updated. I think I updated on Friday. It's now Tuesday of the second week of the Magical Readathon. I have done very little reading over the weekend. I feel very behind on my reading in general, especially considering that I have to read 8 books. But I have finally made progress on Mad Ship the last 2 days, so I wanted to update you about that. I am this far. I'm like 73% into it. I'm pretty sure that's according to the audiobook because I'm hybrid reading this, and that is 664 pages. The funny thing about me is that I'm usually a second book girl, and I am really liking this book, but I will say that as far as I am into this book, this is definitely so far not a favorite. That's not to say that I don't like it. I really like it. I think there are some really interesting arcs happening in here. I never thought that I would say this in a million years, but Malta has had such an interesting character arc in here that I'm like really excited to see, because I could have fought her in the last book and the majority of this book. I would have fought that child. Sure, she's like 13, but I would have fought her physically. We would have. There's a lot to like in here. There's some reveals that just sort of happened that I'm like kind of connecting the dots about a few things, especially in consideration to something that I recently questioned about this book. I think it's kind of coming together. In terms of characters, I don't know if I've talked about like favorite characters, least favorite characters in this specific vlog, because I have talked about it in my Read It Down where Robin picked books for me. I talked about Ship of Magic at length in that vlog. I probably spent more time talking about Ship of Magic than the books that were picked for me. So sorry about that. But one of the things I mentioned in that vlog were some of my least favorite characters, which is Kyle. I think that's like a resounding opinion. Everybody hates Kyle. He is worthless. He's useless. He's the scum of the earth, the dirt beneath my shoe. He's horrible. And I don't know if he gets any better. I don't know if he has an interesting arc or anything like that. I haven't really seen anybody say anything about his arc in this trilogy, but so far, still hate him. Like I said, Malta has become a really interesting and complex character, but I totally expect that from the women in the story, because the women in the story kind of seem to be the more important characters within this story overall. And there was another person introduced in here named Amber, who I really like as well. I'm very interested in her character, especially as we've gotten further into this book. There's been more discussions about her, and I'm curious about her motives overall because I don't really want to say, actually, never mind. Anyway, moving on. And then you have Wintro, who is Malta's brother and Kefria and Kyle's child. Wintro is also a very complex character because he was sent to a monastery when he was younger to basically be raised, and he didn't really want to do that, but then he accepted his fate as being a priest, and then he got torn away from that as soon as his grandfather died because of Kyle. And so now he's faced with having to accept a new fate, but he's kind of like, no, I don't think that I'm going to do that. I have now like dedicated my life to priesthood. And so I think, you know, you guys, you can deal with the ship. I'm just going to go praise be. But Wintro is just a very interesting character to learn about, and I really like being in his perspective, and I like seeing his complex relationship with what he's being forced to do, but also his relationship with the live ship and his relationship with his dad and others. Crazy. The person that I really wanted to talk about, the reason that we're talking about characters, to be honest, is because I wanted to talk about Kenneth. Because Kenneth is one of those characters that I just can't hate for some reason. He is, you could say, a morally great character, but I just think he's the bad guy. He is the villain. He knows he's the villain. He wants to be the villain. He's not trying to be a good guy. And I just really like his character in so many ways, but then there are so many things about him that make me so uncomfortable, but it's more specifically just the way he treats women. And I said this in my last vlog as well, is that like the way he treats women makes me so upset. And so like it makes me want to hate him. But then there are parts of his character that I just like can't hate, and he actually makes me laugh. So I don't know. I like him and at the same time hate him. But I am most interested in his and Althea's end story. Like not them together. I just mean as individual characters. I'm so curious about where their story ends. I'm so curious where everyone's story ends, but specifically Althea and Kenneth. I'm like, where is this going for you two? Because I have no idea. But yeah, like I said, I'm really enjoying this one. It's a great installment. I have been really into it. There have been a lot of really cool arcs in here and like different things that have been happening to push the plot forward, but I can't say that this will be my favorite book in the series. So far, the first book is still holding my favorite book spot of this series. With this much left, Rob and Hobb will start, things will start to pop off. So it's Wednesday. I'm almost done with the Mad Ship, but last night I came home from work. I think I said in my last clip, I've been struggling with headaches for the last like week and a half. I think it's a sinus issue. I've been having like really bad sinus pain. I don't know what's going on. I'll probably have to go to the doctor because it's different than my normal migraines. You know what I'm saying? So I'm concerned. Anyway, my point of telling you that is last night at work, I started developing a really bad headache, and then I got home and it was so bad that I could barely keep my eyes open. So I just had to go directly to bed and vibe out. But I didn't even have it in me to like listen to anything or watch anything. So I was hoping to finish Mad Ship last night because I am like 82% into the book and everything is going down. But yeah, I got to the 80% mark and had to go to work. So I'm trying to finish it this morning before work. And right now there's like this relationship that's been kind of unfolding since the first book. And in this book, you're at a point right now where they're kind of talking about it, and I just am so upset because I'm just afraid it's gonna go nowhere. If you've read the Farseer trilogy, you'll know what I'm talking about. I'm afraid that she's gonna do me dirty the way she did in the Farseer trilogy. The garbage man is here, so I'm gonna go. Goodbye. Biggest plot twist of my life is that I like Malta now. I hated Malta in book 1 and for like 70% of this book, and now I really like her. Rob and Hobb, what are you doing? Rob and Hobb, man, her character work, top tier, top tier. Haven't seen it done better. Fight me on that. Okay, I'm gonna go. Bye. Hey, look, it's Skeletoni. If you're unaware, I have a skeleton like thing up there it's up there all year long, but he made a special appearance in October of last year, and I revealed his name. It was a name reveal, and his name is Skeletoni. So I'm back from work, and actually before work, I finished Mad Ship, which highly do not recommend that. I just don't recommend that for anybody, to just finish a book like this and then go to work, to have to face work after a book like this. Ugh. Yeah, so I didn't have time to update you that I read it, and it's a 4.5. Like I said previously, and this is just going to be me repeating myself, and I'm not going to talk too much in length about it because at this point, much like all of my other vlogs where I talk about Robin Hobb's books, I have so much to say while I'm reading them that I've pretty much exhausted everything that I need to say about the book by the time I end. So again, Robin Hobb is one of those people that in the last like 30% of her books, there's a lot that happens and gets revealed and like things come together. So a majority of this is very slow paced. Usually that doesn't bother me with Robin Hobb. Like as of yet, it hasn't really bothered me. I think the closest it came to bothering me was in Assassin's Quest. That doesn't have a satisfying enough ending for the pacing that we were given. This book is the second time so far that her pacing has kind of gotten to me a little bit, mainly in the middle of this book. I just felt like it was going so slowly, and there were things that were like happening that I was like, I don't understand why we need to keep coming back to these certain things. But overall, I gave it a 4.5 because there's so much that happens in this book that is definitely pushing this plot into a direction that's like A, kind of unexpected, but B, like I think it's gonna be a really great ending. Like I can see what she set up and what she did and what she revealed, that this is going to be a really great ending in this trilogy, and I think that this will be definitely another favorite trilogy of all time. Depending on how it ends, this is probably going to be my least favorite in the series. I'm just predicting that right now. So obviously right now the Ship of Magic is my favorite one in the series so far. I couldn't stop thinking about that book, and like it's not that I'm gonna stop thinking about this one or that it's gonna leave me sooner than the other one, because that's just not really how fantasy series works in my mind. Anyway, I'm very excited to finish the series, but I am gonna take a break from it. I know I mentioned trying to finish the series in this vlog. We all knew that wasn't gonna happen, first off. Maybe we didn't, but so I decided to change things up a little bit. But the thing is, if you watched my TBR video, I did talk about how I really wanted to read this book, and it was a contender for one of the prompts. And so I chose that book over the one that I originally chose. So I chose Fireborn for wings on the cover. There are a little set of wings right there. I am so excited for this, actually, because I'm only two chapters in, I guess. I'm on the second chapter, so I'm a chapter in, and I'm already loving the writing style. I'm already loving it. As of yet, I don't really know everything that this is about. I just know that there are dragons, and the one thing that you need to know about me is I love a book with dragons, but there aren't many out there that like actually have dragons in them. They're just kind of a background thing. No, I want a book that has dragons. Like it is a part of the plot. So that's supposed to be this. And I've talked about it. I'm in the middle of Sandman. There's an animal companion in that. So I'm switching out the really chunky book, The Bone Emperor's Daughter, or just The Bone Emperor. Bone Shard Emperor for Sandman, because it's going to be a quicker read for me, especially because I'm so behind on reading. Anyway, this is going to be such a long update because I have more books to show you that I bought myself for my birthday and that were sent after I did my like initial unboxing. So Tammy got me Fool's Fate, which means that I have the completed Tawny Man trilogy now, which I'm so excited about because I've said it a million times. I'm so excited to get back into this world with Fitz and the Fool. So now I have the completed trilogy. Thank you so much, Tammy. And Jocelyn, who is my birthday twin, she has the same birthday as me, got me me Dragon Keeper, which is the first one in the quartet in the Rain Wilds quartet, which is in the live ship traders like world. Even though it's all the same world, you know what I mean? It's all the magic. She's going crazy. What's going on? You okay? I don't know what's going on. I don't even remember what I was saying, but thank you so much, Jocelyn. I'm so excited to try this one out, even though I am nervous for this quartet because it's not a lot of people's favorites. I'm still pretty excited. Also, these are beautiful. I love these covers. Like, I love all the covers of the UK paperbacks, but these ones, they're very pretty. And then Heather really spoiled me. She got me 3 books. She ended up getting me the rest of the Wayward Children series. So I needed these last 2 books to complete this series that's currently all out. And I am on the 3rd book right now. So I'm so excited to have all of these to be able to marathon them. And she also got me Nettle and Bone, which is so exciting because I recently finished this, but I read it from the library. But I had a physical copy from the library, and then I had an audiobook that I owned. So I'm very excited to own this because I could definitely see myself rereading this. So thank you so much, Heather. And then, as you saw, and I think I mentioned it before I went, Christine, Mo, and I all went to dinner for my birthday, and then we got some ice cream, and they got me some presents. They actually got me a shirt that has Charlie Swan all over it, but it's in the wash right now because I've already worn it. And then they got me Sailor Moon, the collector's edition, or it's the anniversary edition. It's a special edition, eternal edition. So how this came to be was because I was in the bookstore with them a few weeks ago, I think, and I was talking about how I used to literally run home from school so that I could watch Sailor Moon, and how much I just love Sailor Moon, but I hadn't actually read any of the manga before. And so they got me this, and I'm so excited. I love Sailor Moon. I love it. And then they also got me Middle Game by Sean McGuire, which I am very excited to read this book. I'm also very nervous because I did try to listen to it on audiobook a few months ago, probably at the beginning of the year, and it was way too confusing to listen to on audiobook, so I'm glad to have a physical copy, and I'm very excited because the second book, I don't know if this is going to expand upon a duology, but the second book in this series, possibly duology, just came out. Haven't heard the best of things, but who knows? I'm very excited. A lot of people really, really love this book, so I hope that I do too. And then I got myself a few things because, as you saw in the footage on Saturday, we went to this used bookstore. I've featured it in my videos before. It's about like an hour and a half, maybe a little bit longer away from us, but they're a used bookstore. They do have like a small new section, but they're a used bookstore, and you can trade books for either store credit or cash. So over the course of the pandemic, especially with me moving here to Southern California, we unhauled like so many books, like so many old books that we had, and some books that we just like knew we would never reread. So it's been nice to be able to sell it to them because they actually give really good money in store credit. So like, I'm not gonna lie to you, I have probably close to $200 in store credit at that bookstore. So it's almost as if I didn't even pay anything, right? Even though I'm sure the amount of books that I've given them versus the amount of money that I have in store credit is not the same, whatever. So I found a new copy of the Atlas 6, which I'm very excited about because I do have like the self-published version of it, but it's very different than the audiobook since it got published by Tor. So I was so excited to see this because I think it was only like $10. Yeah, it was only $10. They have a section there. It's like at the very front of the store that's like recently published books. So you can find some gems on there. And then I found The Phoenix Empress, which is the second book in a trilogy that I don't know what the trilogy is called, but the first book is called The Tiger's Daughter. And this was $8. The cool thing about their sci-fi section is that usually when it's a floppy paperback, it's just $8. Their strong suit is not their sci-fi area, but sometimes I go there and I just find gems. And then I found The Death of Jane Lawrence, which I know it has very mixed reviews, but it was also like $8. Yeah, it was $8, and I figured why not try it out? I can just sell it back to them. And then the last book that I got is actually new, so you can't use store credit for it. But anyway, that is The Pariah by Anthony Ryan. And I've heard so many great things about Anthony Ryan. Actually, I was hoping to get, I don't know if it's their like first trilogy or what, but there's another trilogy. I can't remember the name right now, but I'll pop up a picture right here. I was hoping to get that one, but I've never seen it in stores. I've been seeing this one, obviously, because it's being published. The second book just came out. But I've always heard that that other trilogy, people quote it as like their favorite series of all time, or one of their favorite series of all time. So I really do want to read that one, but I am also very intrigued by this book. So I'm glad that I got that. So anyway, that is my big ass haul of books. And thank you again so much if you sent me anything. It always makes me so happy and excited that y'all even think about me during my birthday. And my birthday has just been really nice this year. It's been one of the first years that I've actually wanted to kind of celebrate myself a little bit. I'm usually very anti-birthday in some ways. So it's nice to feel excited about my birthday this year. And I think that has a lot to do with y'all. So thank you again. You can probably hear my fan in the background, but it's real hot, so I'm not turning it off. I'm so sorry. But I am reading Fireborn. I think I said this yesterday, and I think I'm like 140 pages in. Oh, I'm 178 pages in. Being 178 pages in, I can say that this is fine. I am a little bit bored, if I'm honest with you, but I've been trying to figure out if that's because I'm literally reading this on the cusp of finishing Mad Ship, or if I'm literally just bored at the beginning of this. I will say that sometimes new fantasies, it does take me 100-ish pages to like really get into it. The thing is, I like the writing. I like the plot for the most part, but I only really like Lee. I like when I'm in Lee's perspective, and Annie's perspective is just fine. I'm not like super into Annie's perspective. And as we all know, characters really drive my reading. So it'll be interesting to see how I feel about this by the end in terms of characters, especially because weirdly enough, this dynamic between Annie and Lee reminds me so much of Helene and Elias from Ember in the Ashes. But yeah, I think the beginning portion has been fine so far. I'm not like super into it, but I can definitely see this going to a place that I find really exciting. So yeah, that's where I'm at with that. Now I'm gonna go get ready for work. Hello, readers. It's me, Steph. I am just getting back from work. Well, I went to Walgreens and I spent a lot of money, like way too much money that I wasn't expecting to spend. But you know how you get wrapped up in like the makeup and skincare aisle and you're like, oh yeah, I definitely need this and I need that. And then suddenly it's like $70 later and you don't even know what you got. Anyway, there was some downtime at work today and I ended up finishing volume 1 of Sandman, and I don't know how to talk about this or like my enjoyment level of it, because it was very confusing is the only way I can describe this. Like, there were parts of it that I really liked, and I don't know if I like them because I'm watching the show as well, and the show was following this like pretty closely. I have no idea, to be honest. I didn't even really want to watch Sandman when I first heard it was being adapted, but I knew my partner would, and so that's why I started watching it, and I ended up really loving the first 2 episodes. All I can say is that I feel like had I not watched the first 2 episodes of Sandman already before like finishing this, I don't know if I would have known what the hell was going on in this book. It is so confusing. Like, I had moments where I was like going back and forth trying to figure out what was actually going on because it was very confusing, and the dialogue, I'm not like I'm not here for it. I don't know, it was weird. It gave me a vibe that wasn't vibing. And personally, I hate the artwork in here. I am not a fan whatsoever. Like, I do not like it. It's not that it's bad. It's just not for me. And so that's also like getting in the way of my enjoyment a little bit. I know that this comic started because there is a character in, I think it's the DC universe, that was called Sandman, that Neil Gaiman took that character and made it into this character, which is completely unique and kind of separate from what was originally created. And this whole story doesn't really have much to do with the DC universe. There are calls to it, like there are different calls in here to like Batman. You see them a little bit, and there's a call back to the original Sandman. But this guy deals in dreams, and he creates dreams, and he is beyond time and reason and earthly things. But there's this guy who is like a mage, and he wants to summon death itself to bring back his son. He accidentally summons Dream, who is our main character, or Sandman, but most everyone in here calls him Dream, and captures him for decades because Dream basically won't grant him what he wants, so he's kept him locked up. And they've taken his 3 like items that keep him powerful. So it's a pouch of sand, there's a ruby, and he has like a helm. And so they take those 3 items, and it makes him weaker and screws up kind of the world in general. So there are people who are in a perpetual state of dreaming, and then there are other people who are in a perpetual state of wakefulness and can no longer go to sleep. And so that's like the beginning of this, and there's a lot more that happens within it, but that's like how it all starts. So basically, the reason I read this was because there is an animal companion in here. Dream has a raven, and so it's like his animal companion, so I counted that for the animal. So I counted that for the animal companion prompt instead of using Bone Shard Emperor, just because that is so chunky that I thought a comic would be better. Anyway, I haven't read any more of Fireborn. I think I'm gonna try to finish that book tomorrow while I'm cleaning the house, because I'm almost 200 pages into it. So I think I could probably finish it tomorrow. So hopefully that'll be the last book for the first 2 weeks, which means that I've read 3 books. It's pretty good, I guess. It's not as much as I wanted to read, but today is the first day that I haven't had a raging headache. So that's a good sign, I hope.
Baby, I think I'm finally starting to get you. She told me through her teeth and her perfume, I never wanna see you again. But in the morning, she's pulling off her clothes in the bathroom. I'm standing in the hall, I'll be gone soon. Who did I think I was? And it's breaking up again.
Woke up to an email that Barnes & Noble's having another 50% off of hardcovers. I might just go today. Hello. I just got out of the bookstore, and they didn't really have much. Like, my Barnes & Noble doesn't have a lot of hardcovers recently, so I think it's interesting that they keep doing these sales. But I did end up getting 2 things, and I got an iced tea because it's hot. I really want raspberry iced tea, and no one has like raspberry syrup these days. To be fair, the Starbucks is in the Barnes & Noble, so they don't even have like half of what most Starbucks have. Anyway, I got 2 things. I didn't really get a lot of footage in there either because there were quite a few people, you know, since they were having a sale. Makes sense. One of the books that I got wasn't a hardcover. I was kind of hoping that they might have the hardcover, but they didn't. So I got Flamefall. First one is Fireborn, the one that I'm reading. I'm almost done with it. I know that I want to read the second one already. I was bored, and then things got a little more interesting politically wise. Like, politics got really interesting, so I'll definitely want to read the second one. And I said fuck it, and I got the third one, which I don't even know if this was 50% off. Let's look at the recipient. Yeah, this wasn't even 50% off. I think it's only the ones that are labeled that are 50% off, so that was all for nothing. Not really. I wanted to go get this. I'm gonna go back home and eat something because I'm really hungry. Hello, I'm trying to do this before I lose sunlight. I was gonna update you when I finished it, but I ended up going on a Michael's run with Christine. So anyway, I finished Fireborn. I finished it right before I left to go with her to Michael's, and I really liked this. It was boring in the beginning. I will say I was bored. I mentioned that, but I started to really appreciate the politics and like the foundation that it was building in this book. This is for sure a foundational book. The ending of it really got me, and like I said, I bought the other two books because I knew that I would move on with this because the politics really hooked me in. I do now like Annie. She's still not my favorite character. I still like being in Lee's perspective more. I am curious if in the next book we'll get more perspectives in there, which would be fun. I mean, I don't mind being in just these two perspectives, but it would be fun to have more POVs. Also, Duck in this book deserves everything. Duck has rights, and I love Duck's character. I'm gonna read you the synopsis of this because I actually think the synopsis does a really great job of telling you what this book for the most part is about. So it says, Annie and Lee were only children when revolution changed their world, giving everyone a chance to test into the governing class of dragon riders. Now they are both rising stars in the new regime, even though Annie's low-born family was executed by dragon fire, while Lee was born to the very aristocrats who used to rule the city. A childhood at the same orphanage forged their friendship, and 7 years of training have made them rivals for the top position in the dragon riding fleet. But everything changes when survivors from the old regime surface, bent on reclaiming their city. With war on the horizon, Lee must choose to kill the only family he has left or to betray everything he's come to believe in. And Annie must decide whether to protect her dearest friend or step up to be the champion her city needs. I feel like for once, this synopsis really captures what this book is about, because that perfectly sums up what's happening, especially in the first like 100 or so pages. That's really what's unfolding in here. I think that the dragon riding is so cool, and the relationship that the characters have with their specific dragons and the way it's explained to you kind of through different situational means was really, really interesting and cool. And I was like very into the dragon portion of this, just like the way the relationship works, but also when they were flying and competing against each other in the air. Like, it was so cool how it was described. I was very, very into those moments. I also love that this is a boarding school vibe, and that's like how the entirety of this book is, as they're in this school and they're studying, but they're also competing in this regime. And you get to see these relationships between all of these people and the loyalties that they have to each other, and just the way that they're like a found family from the very beginning. Like, there is a history between these characters that you don't really know about, but you get to learn about it through different situations that they're in. So I think this book was really well done in terms of character dynamics and the dragon riding portion of it and the dragon's relationship to their riders. I think the reason that I was so bored in the beginning is something that I think I mentioned in the beginning, is just characters. Like, I have to really be attached to the characters for me to like get into it right away, and I just wasn't in here. Like, I really liked Lee, but it wasn't until like almost 60-70% that I realized I was really feeling a lot of emotions and attachment to the characters, but more so like their relationships with their dragons just really got to me. So in that sense, like, because I wasn't being driven by the characters, the plot is slow and it's very political. It's slow moving. You are just getting bits and pieces that are coming together when this revolution/war is about to unfold. And obviously, like with most series, the war obviously isn't here yet. So it's only just unfolding. You're seeing the cracks in the surface, and it's very interesting. Like, I like the politics, but it is very slowly paced. I'm not sure what rating I would give it. I'm teetering between a 3.5 and 4 stars, but I do think that this could have a really amazing arc and that the next two books could be really, really great. So I am excited to move on. I think I'm gonna do that next month, actually, while this is like fresh in my mind. So that is my third book for the Magical Readathon, which it's for Wings on the cover. and I still have 5 more books to read, but I'm going to wrap up this vlog. So this was the first 2 weeks of the Magical Readathon. I don't really know what the vlog situation is going to look like for the rest of the Magical Readathon since I still have to do Read It Down. Let me know in the comments below if you are participating in the Magical Readathon, what you're reading, what your guild is, what your career is. I would really love to know. And if you have nothing to say, you are more than welcome to leave a dragon emoji in the comments, and I will talk to you next time. Bye!